We got ourselves Team Russians on Team Zakati. Wait, I can't even map. Hello? We got Team Zoo. We got ourselves Anger. We got ourselves Assassins? Assy. We got ourselves Janezar. And we got ourselves Ori Ori. Wait, is it or? Is that an anime thing? Ora, right? Is that what it is? Ori. We got Ori versus Yuki Kazep. Playing, I want to say Assassination, probably? Sub? Shadow Priest versus Sub Rogue. Ooh, I like your mug, by the way. Look at fancy. Cheap shot opener by Yuki. Man, they got a lot of Russians in here. I was trying to figure out you guys' names in English version. It's hard. Mind control coming out for Ori immediately with a siphon chicken coming out for Yuki Kazep. That's going to be a little bit of a greater fade for the priest, as he's just trying to see if he can survive a little bit of the sub-rogue damage, actually getting some crucibles back to the guy with a mind bender, trying to go for shadow mitts immediately right after he goes for a little bit of a vampiric embrace. That's going to be a cloak of shadows as well as a vanish for Yuki. But that was quite a bit of damage, double crucible for Ore. Oiria. It's like Oreo. It's like Oreo, right? I don't know, either way. Yuki, oh, had himself quite a bit of an opener there. Did get dodged through most of it. And Ori got quite a bit of Shadow Priest damage in there. Double Crucible doing work for the guy, giving him quite a little bit of the burst damage he needs. Cheap shot opener by the Sub-Rogue, trying to go for a second round with the Priest. That's going to be stunned immediately. Doesn't have a trick anymore. Mind control to follow. He's actually just going to get some mind control and let the Dodds do some work onto Yuri. He needs to make sure that Yuki is out in the open. He's going to put him right in the corner. Nobody puts the baby in the corner. And it's going to get himself a siphon to get quite a bit of damage with a bit of a, oh, Maledict. That's going to go for the Void Eruption. Yuki does not have any ways to self-heal. Does have a Shadow Step if necessary. Blind onto Orange, hoping that he trinkets out of it. And Yuki is still taking quite a bit of dot damage right now. Not looking all that healthy. Orange taking himself that mind control to the max right now. I think dots are still landing on Yuki for a little bit longer. Yeah, they still are. If he catches them and reapplies that pain, he does get to use it. That's going to be dots continuing to trail after Yuki. As long as Ore continues letting the dots do the work, needs to probably mount up. Make sure that the Sub-Rogue is getting redotted every single time. Might want to go for larger corners here, not to get stabbed just in case. Does get to repaint him. Is Yuki just going to die to the pain and the Mind Bender? Try to Shadow Step to Ore as he goes for a little bit of a Crucible self-heal, but the Sub-Rogue does go down to the Mind Bender on Ore. Does take him out. Carry charging in, not even letting Ore get himself a bit of a reset. Stun into Carry. And it looks like he does use the human racial to trick it out of it. Siphon coming down, he eliminates that immediately. And Ore is going to have to go for a very defensive play. Might have to go for a little bit of a disperse here early. Stun coming out onto Ore. I think it was a little bit yard. And a fear to follow for Carry just to make sure that Shadow Priest does not get to run away anywhere. So Carry got himself a nice situation here. Mind control check him out for Ore. Does Carry go for a pummel? I think he might have tried to go for pummel. His mind control landing on the end of a Blade Storm. And Carry does get hit with that MC, putting them in the corner right now. Ore might be able to find himself a little bit of time to catch himself at least one heal. Try to stay as mobile as possible. Trying to see. Oh, Carry missing that leap. That is not what he meant to do. But tries to dance it off like it's nothing. Very unfortunate. If he only landed that leap, that would have been perfect. That's going to be stunned to Carry. Ore finally able to get himself some dots to Carry. And it's actually going to knock him down off the platform. Does he trinket this? Does he trinket to stare at the guy? Because this is where actually going to be quite a bit of value. A bit of cheesy damage for Ore. Does get him with a stun. Crucible to follow. Siphon onto Carry. Actually, cheesy damage coming out for the Shadow Priest with a Mind Bender to follow. Carry's at least going to have something to hit, to Bloodthirst off of, and generate some rage. But the dots are doing quite a number of damage there. Ore got himself a very cheesy position. Carry still looks like he's going to be doing quite a bit of recovery, and Ore made sure to recover himself. Well, the healing in the world. Does he have another stun? It's going to go for a little bit of a dodge. Actually, juked out the pummel from Carry. That's the second time he gets thrown off the platform. That's going to be some easy dots for Ore. Does he go for a leap? He does not. He actually runs away as he gets hit with a Crucible. And those dots is going to do quite a bit of melting for him. He's got himself quite a decent spot, though, for the whole duration of the duel. Carry, dude, my man, did you find a way to deal with the warrior? Is going to hit him with a siphon, with a stun to follow. Actually, Ore jumping down. It's going to do some damage to Carry. Carry with a Malik to follow. Carry might have to go for a little bit of a self-heal himself. Gonna be a Stormbolt onto Ori. Cannot kill the Siphon. I think he does try to go eliminate it. Still a lot of Malik sitting on the guy. Sounds coming out. Carry can actually use a Fear or Commanding Shout. It's gonna go for a bit of a greater fade right now. He's gonna get himself in Rage Regeneration rolling, trying not to get mind controlled yet again. Let's see if a Blaze Storm to follow up with this MC right here. He does go for a Blaze Storm. It looks like Ori, if he's able to wait out for a perfect opportunity, does get it. Tricky coming out for Carry, looking to get an execute onto Ori, but he does go for a little bit of a self-heal while Crucible is up and running for him. Is gonna hit with a stun, no Tricky available. Looks like he's gonna get executed. Carry didn't want to be made a fool, and he actually flagged this guy. Ah, come on. I thought he played really well, Carry. That was so well played, man. I thought they had such a chance there, man. That, you gotta give him credit. Next up is gonna be, not Janesar, it's gonna be Angrisa, right? Angrisa, I think is the name. Disarm onto the Demon Hunter with a stun to follow. Carry does run the Underrot Trinket, which is gonna be quite huge from him. Angrisa is running the Rock Boy. So Carry is looking to actually land inside the Rock Boy for a little bit. Metamorphosis coming out for Angrisa. Does get pummeled onto Ibeam, trying to avoid the Rock Boy. The Rock Boy is actually in a good position where he's just like a Shadow Priest. He's a perfect position to just start hitting the guy. And Carry is looking very defensive, trying to get a charge to the Rock Boy, which does get him away from the Demon Hunter for a second. Commanding Shot coming out yet again. Trying to drop down again, and it's going to be a massive leap just to get away from the Demon Hunter. Stun to follow. And Angrisa looking to end Carry right now. Does land that kill at the end. Oh my goodness. Carry used everything onto the Shadow Priest. And then Angrisa was able to take advantage of the situation. Being a Demon Hunter has obvious advantage over a warrior. And next is going to be... How do you say the name? Dot Lord. Dot Lord. It's actually D-O-T-L-O-R-D. Dot Lord. I like that name. I can read that out easily. Dot Lord. I can do the English version of that because I don't know how to say it in Russian anymore, dude. I used to. Son of the Dot Lord. He's going to go for a bit of an IPF in the open to drop it down the Abomination. Is that going to be the Army of the Dead coming out with the Dot Lord off the bat? He does get the full Apocalypse Army of the Dead rolling. And Grissom getting hit with a couple of necrotics back to back. Doing some damage to Dot Lord back to back though. That's actually going to fly up in the air. Trying to get away from the Army of the Dead. But the Army's actually doing quite a bit of damage from below. He does have Blur up and running, so at least he's able to destroy as much of the damage, or at least reduce it as much as possible. Double Crucible for Dot Lord on Grissa. Not looking that good. Needs to get himself an IPM and a Metamorphosis to get a bit of cleave. He got it interrupted, and down he goes. The Dot Lord takes him down. Shirt up. Army up. Down goes the Demon Hunter on Team Red. And Zooey, I think playing Sub or Assassination, it is actually getting opened up on with the Death and Decay as Dot Lord. I guess expected for the Sub-Rogue to be going around the corner. Does get him hit with a Chain of Ice. Gonna be a stun for Zooey. He is playing that Sub-Rogue. Gonna be a Trinket out of Dot Lord immediately. Human Rachel is gonna put that Trinket on cooldown. Stun onto Zooey. He does Trinket out of it with an evasion to follow. Dot Lord has himself Transfusion, but he can't hit Zooey with that evasion. But can hit him with Crucibles and Chain of Ice. Him slowing him down the whole time. Is going to get the pet up and running with a short stun to follow. Might be able to get a couple Death Strikes. Dewey is actually going to get a Nightblade onto Dot Lord and try to catch a reset, but he actually wasn't able to catch a full reset. Malik coming out for until Dot Lord. He does AMS it, and Zooey gets a Cloak of Shadows, but cannot use the Cloak of Shadows to run away. Short stun onto Dot Lord. Doesn't have an answer for it. Does have AMS rolling for now. Zooey can still end him right here. One more Eviscerate. Need a cheap shot to follow. Eviscerate after intro. Blind. Dot Lord has nothing left, and Zooey is just looking to get a freebie Eviscerate onto Dot Lord after generating some calm points, and down he goes. Gladiator, Dot Lord down, Zooey taking him out, and next up is going to be Mizik up next as Assassination Rogue, trying to see if he can walk up to Zooey, but it looks like Zooey's out of all damage over time abilities. He's chilling just fine for now. It's going to be a bit of a stealthy duel at 8 minutes in, 20% dampening. I learned to read Russian as well, did you really? Yeah, it's the letters. Like the letter M, letter O, letter T are all very similar in Russian and English. Letter A is the same thing. Letter C, in Russian we also have C. We don't have S, but we have C. Then Y is the letter U in Russian. Either way, I'm talking about letters, but actually should be talking about a kitten shot that Mizik was able to establish from Zooey. Going for evasion a little bit right after the opener. Zooey's completely dotted up. Is that going to be maybe a Vendetta on top of Zooey as well? It looks like it's very hard to see if there is a Vendetta on him. It is a Vendetta on the guy, actually. That's a lot of damage getting trucked. Zooey just continues to self-heal himself as much as possible. Does get himself a little bit of reset. Mizik going for it. He has another kidney shot. Zooey needs to go for a full setup on the Mizik. That's going to be huge Eviscerate to follow. Needs to get another cheap shot with an Eviscerate after. Does get it, but Zooey does shadow step to his own death. The dots were too big. The health was too low, and not a lot he could really do about it. Janezar is going to be up next onto Team Red. Not letting Mizik catch a reset at all. Going to be insta blind out of the Rogue with a short stun onto Mizik. Cloak of Shadows coming out into a stun onto Janezar. He actually has no answer for it. Mizik is going to be able to at least get some preliminary damage on him, pre-fainting this damage as he vanishes out of there. Janezar, if he has himself Spectral Side, he might be able to catch up to Mizik. It looks like Mizik does have a couple dots rolling on him even right now. What kind of helmet you got going on? I like that. Yo, after all the Mandalorian Star Wars stuff, it actually looks like Star Wars Z, doesn't it? Get the shot on Janes are gonna be DR'd or low on combo points. And Mizik is just continuing to fight through it. Does get a pre-feint. Looks like he's lagging a little bit as he walked out of that stun. But Mizik does not look like he has a lot left. Save the Trinket as the last bastion defense. Does get himself a crucible, a little bit of a heal going with Concoction. But it looks like Janezar got him on the ropes. So going up in there. Mizik has nothing to answer for this one. It's going to take a couple fell lances to the face. Does go for a pre-feint. Try to play it out to the very end. I like him using feint as a defensive while staying aggressive with everybody else. I like that. Dark Thomas is going to be up next, however. Another rogue. Sub or Assassination? I want to bet Assassination. Janezar get himself a position up above in case he's trying to wait out for a little bit of that Spectral Sight. Does get the rogue out. Garrote coming out. Doesn't want to get hit with the kidney shot in the opener. It's actually going to get stunned onto the rogue instead. Getting an I-beam rolling right now with the Blade Dance to follow. Blur up and running for Janezar. Just trying to get super aggressive with Dark Thomas. Crucibles to follow. He does have a mark for death ready for the Demon Hunter. Does land a kidney shot on him. Is that going to be full setup, full damage? Vendetta maybe coming out. This is going to be Vendetta right now on him. Actually, so much damage coming out for Dark Thomas. Janezar dropping to below 50%. Dropping down Darkness, and Dark Thomas trying to leverage evasion just to stay offensive. Cloak of Shadows rotating right now. Janezar, if he survives all these defenses, he still might have a chance here. Next kidney shot, that could be the end. Might want to fly up in the air. Cheap shot coming out for Dark Thomas. Stun onto Dark Thomas instead. Trinket blind, and it actually does go down during the blade dance at the very end. Nice job. Janezar coming out on top on that one. That was some good duels though, boys. Who is that Shadow Priest? I want to see that Shadow Priest more in these duels. I want to see that Shadow Priest more in these duels. I like that play, dude. I like him being sneaky with the mind control. I like that a lot.